All right. I suppose I should uh, pretend like I'm couth and put some clothing on. I am dressed mostly, but I suppose covering up my chest so I'm not being sexist would be a good idea. My back is killing me. I am currently surrounded by evidence of 4 years of what happens when you have to go in alone, especially when you're male, especially when you're homeless, especially when you're called mentally ill. As far as how all this started, my vehicle got stuck in the middle of the road in Chesapeake, Virginia. That sucked a lot. That's from a health center wanting money out of me. Here's my paperwork from Chesapeake from October 23rd, 2016. That's when I was stuck in the road. Um, see what it says. It says anxiety state, marijuana use, and HO diabetes mellitus. Um, the marijuana use. Let's address that first. I admitted to them that I hadn't smoked weed in 3 weeks to a month. Well, it was over a month by the 23rd of October. So they wrote it down just because I mentioned the word marijuana. Every fucking hospital does this. You mention marijuana, they just write it down. No, it's not fucking morons. Anxiety state. Oh, yeah. Severe amount of anxiety. Plus, I was severely dehydrated. And right here, the diabetes mellitus thing. What I don't get about that is that I don't have diabetes. Morons. Anyway, they gave me sodium chloride 0.9 bolus infusion, 1,000 milliliter. They actually gave me two of those. David A. Petrollo and Sarah E. Gregory were the physician's peoples, and my follow-up information I didn't get to utilize. I can't see what I'm showing you because it's in the way of the camera. But that was in October of 2017, 2016. Every step of the way, I was trying to do the right thing, learning about diabetes food guidelines, anxiety disorder care instructions. I needed help processing all of this stuff at that point in time. I mean, everything since then has been, hey, I can't do this by myself. I am tired of getting abused because I can't take care of myself. I'm tired of people pretending that because I can't take care of myself that I'm not trying because, God damn it, I have to try harder than everyone else. I really do. And I cannot function. I can't go through all of this stuff. And I shouldn't have to do things like this. I shouldn't have to break the law to try to force somebody to do something. I mean, Jesus Christ, just getting somebody here in person to fucking take a look at it is impossible. Everywhere I go, everybody's too busy socializing, too busy hanging out, too busy fucking selling drugs, too busy this, that, and the other. There's always too busy, too busy, too busy. I get that. I get that you're too busy, but I need help. I'm overwhelmed and I can't defend myself. I'm not allowed to defend myself, and people don't actually show up and speak out in court where it matters. I mean, I'm going through this stuff. There's so much of it. This is all from Panhandle Health. It's a whole bunch of stuff to read, bunch of stuff to fill out. See, this is from Panhandle Health. This is from Clearview Behavioral Health. And as y'all know, they've been closed down. Guess what they were closed down for? Exactly what I had told on them for 2 years previously, 3 years previously, almost. So I'm going through all of that and trying to get it put together as my medical records. This stuff right here is from Heritage Health. My address on this changed. Stuff on the back is from my court conference. This is from April 13th of 2020. This one ain't even opened up. Wonder why I didn't open it. Maybe it was sent to somebody else and handed to me as a pile of stuff that I left there. Because in that case, it probably just went straight into my bag. So I assumed I went through it. That's my bad. I don't even know. It's just so much of it. I mean, this is just the start of the medical stuff. It's not even all the envelopes. There's a lot of little envelopes. There's some more health stuff with some little envelopes and billing. More envelopes and billing. Uh, uh, more envelopes and billing. I can't process all of this. I can't process all of this. It's there's some more envelopes. And that's not even close to all of it. That's just uh, Department of Health and Human Services. Plus, I talked to a guy or just a few hours ago, maybe an hour ago, I don't know. Um, I did talk to him a couple of weeks ago, but I called him, I want to say about an hour ago. It's only 11:22. I was thinking it might be after midnight. And if it was that case, then I'd have to say a couple hours ago or a few hours ago, or yesterday. All of those would be a little more accurate. This is statements from people. Oh, restricted number again. I got a whole bunch of these. This one right here is actually a poem that I found right after Natalie died. I found it underneath the bridge, the Broadway bridge going over the Boulder Creek, coming down the canyon. These ones are both from Graham and it has his name on here, but those are from him about a couple of the situations. And I got conversations with him here as well. Let's see, this one's from Oz Hernandez. He was going to speak out about how I was treated there in the Arapahoe County Jail, along with Zach Yabanata, who had a few situations of his own. These are all from other people. These aren't from me. D'Angelo Craig, Noah Matthew Benson, or Noah Benson Matthews, sorry. Another one from him. Shannon Alvarado. This is from Barb at the First Choice Inn in Rawlins, Wyoming. This one is from my little sister, Tara. A lot of people did really bad things. And it's not my place to rectify all of those problems. People keep telling me, Sean, you just need to worry about you. Well, there's the thing. Is that all these people telling me that I just need to worry about me. They have other people they got to worry about. And just like they do, so do I. I can't just pretend that my loved ones are not at risk just because you want to be a selfish asshole. I'm not going to pretend that my loved ones don't have issues of their own, just like yours. I'm not going to pretend like they're not human beings just because they're addicts. Brianna was a human being. Anna was a human being. Alexis was a human being. Are you seeing a pattern here? These are all people. I got a lot to go through. Here's some stuff that I've had with me for going on 3 years. I was at the Broomfield Police Department. Brandon Ratner came and rescued me. It was during the snowstorm. I went down there to get my computer. Brandon came and picked me up. I had gone to the wrong place and I was stranded and lost. And I try not to get overwhelmed, you know? It's too much for one person to handle. So going through all these and calling all these places. A lot of them are for women. And here's the Boulder Men's Center. That didn't do me any good because I couldn't even be in Boulder. This is Broomfield. See, their resources, a lot of them are in other places. Send you to somewhere else. That's everybody's solution to the homeless problem, right? Shuffle them around until they have a meltdown, a complete and total mental breakdown. I mean, you guys got all this in your heads about how it is and how we deserve it. Oh my God. We did not get my computer, and they weren't going to release it to me because Joseph Michael Lopez's lawyer still wanted it. Joseph Lopez's lawyer wanted that computer as evidence. So as I'm sorting through this stuff, thinking to myself, man, when Star gets here, we ain't gonna have the money to do nothing. Not gonna have the money to make photocopies or any of that. And I can't function. There's too much. I need people to sit down with me and look at the evidence. That way, it's organized, but it's also seen by somebody other than me. Having to go through and do this again and again and again to not be heard, not be listened to be rearrested over and over again, to be prevented from going to my court dates, and then charged with more crimes because I couldn't go to my court dates because I was locked up, and then other court dates that I should have been allowed to go to because I could have presented evidence and shown the truth and actually defended myself against these monsters. But they got away with it. They got away with it because I am alone. In each one of these situations, all of these people thought they knew better than me what was going on. Ah, God, that hurts. Uh, uh, I'm falling apart. Having to constantly move all over the place. Like no place is safe. There's some places that are reasonably okay, but you never know when there's going to be an argument with an alcoholic or somebody who's on meth. They're selling crack just half a block from where I'm at. Going out in the public means that I get to walk by people who want to sell me crack or hookers. Uh, well, that's something. A lot of these historic places getting closed down too. Two of the Starbucks I went to in Boulder, they're both closed down now. I got all these different phone numbers that I wrote down, and just so many different phone numbers over and over again, more phone numbers. I'm trying. I just nobody understands. There's too much. There's too much. There's too much for any one person to do. Uh, 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 uh. Oh my God. All right. Um, guess I'm gonna post up my PayPal again. Police Star is able to get back to me. There's still a lot of stuff I gotta go through. And there's still more in this bag. Dual County Sheriff's Department. Happy Halloween and stuff. I got well, there's this bag here, this bowl. Just underneath is this bowl. Some of these bags are organized as to what I was released with. This here too. This is another pile of police stuff. This is different from that one and that one. This has got a lot of evidence bags with it. They clocked in my evidence, and I told them that I had it, and they clocked it into their inventory. The guy X typed, "Can you tell me your story? I just found your channel." Yes and no. My story is really long, but basically, because of my disabilities, I've been abused my entire life, and people get to use my disabilities to get away with that abuse. Some of these people include Natalie Bollinger and her family, whether that was their intention to begin with or not. That's what ultimately ended up happening because of pride. People don't want to admit when they screw up. I have zero pride. How do I know? Because I admitted everywhere I screwed up. I admitted everything I did wrong. I was also forced to break the law. That's something that is not easy to explain to people. They say, "Why don't you just let it go?" I can't let it go. Like, I get lied to by law enforcement everywhere I go, and they don't do their jobs to investigate any of the crimes against me. I have to go to the same departments and same officers in some cases that took part in assaulting me, and officers who I tried to turn in, and they repeatedly used the mentally ill tag as an excuse to do this. Zakai type when was this? That would be, well, my entire life, but mostly over the Natalie Bollinger situation for about 4 years. With Boulder Police, quite a bit longer because I rescued lives there for quite a few years. There's another computer charger. Good. There's a lot of evidence in here too. And then, like I said, that's not even scratching the surface. This is some of the stuff that we got. Department of Health and Human Services. It's right here. Subject change management. Snap. Linda Staggs. Looks like she was supposed to be, let's see, interviewed by phone on 11/4/2016. So this does go back quite a few years. Department of Health and Human Services. This is a lot of stuff that I got approval. Let's see. M. Lauver submitted this on behalf of me. I believe that household members Sean David Schwartz and Desiree Leonard, U.S. citizen. It's got my physical address in Sydney, Nebraska, and one in Chapel, Nebraska. Attention, Brenda Dickinson. Um, uh, uh, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. There's just so damn much of it. This is my review. This one's my approval for Snap. These are attention Brenda Dickinson, so her name is on my stuff. I'm trying not to have a panic attack just from looking at it. I'm sorry. But I've been threatened, harassed, and assaulted a lot over the death of Natalie Bollinger. That was in 2017, the very end of the year, over 3 years ago now. So it's just nonstop going through paperwork and getting it organized again. Hopefully it's organized well enough to go through before I have to move again. This is some paints and stuff with Starbot and some Uno cards. I wonder what this is. Probably some evidence of some sort. Yeah, there's 2 more bags. One of them's completely busted open. The other one looks like it's about to fall apart. Full of evidence right here. That's all got to be gone through and organized. Oh my god. Here's report for housing. I think that'll go in that pile. There's more. Needs to be gone through. Here's more that needs to be gone through. This is just the paper evidence. Most of the stuff I've been dealing with is electronic harassment. This thing is full of cards and such. More envelopes. So I'll put everything right there that needs to be processed out of this bag. This stuff is Larimer County. This is from just last few days, I believe. Some jail pencils. Those are always useful. It's a golf pencil. Same thing. Yeah, there's more in here. All right. Well, that's one full one. And I'm sorry, I noticed you typed thank you for sharing. I got a lot going on that I'm looking through. A lot of different case numbers. This one is finally light enough to lift up off the ground. I have one that's even bigger and it's full of evidence too. There's a lot. My feet keep going to sleep. Plus, they want to move 10,000. Surrounded by a mountain of shit. It gives me anxiety. I think I'm gonna have to try to make a video about where all this evidence came from, why I have so much, and why nobody's actually taking a look at it. Oh my God. Uh, uh, all right, so this book used to be full of quite a bit, but the first pages I wrote on got flipped open and closed a lot, so they were the first ones to fall out. Most of them are in the bag here somewhere. One of them, anyway. Still county clerk. I mean, I got so much of this. Thank goodness it's post-dated and all that, but I needed help. There's no way I could have handled all this without help, and I didn't have the help I needed. And I understand people are busy with their own families, and I can't hate them for that, and I don't. But they shouldn't hate me for telling the truth. Oh, this is from Polly Olson, county clerk. There's a restricted number calling me. Huh? Oh, I didn't vote, but they got me registered as a Republican. I wouldn't consider myself anything. Now, why would I be registered Republican? Well, that all goes back to Dwight Prust running for sheriff. I wanted him to win. But everything in Chapel, Nebraska is decided in the generals, the ones right before the main election, the party elections. If you're not Republican in Chapel, Nebraska, the person you want to win is not going to win. That's just how it is. Um, so this is my registration. That's not my address anymore, but that's the only time I ever voted in my adult life. I suppose that ought to go back in the important envelope. That's just paper evidence. I mean, it's all around me, 360 degrees. There's even paper evidence on the floor in front of me. And then I got this telephone full of evidence. I got 2 other phones that are full of evidence. This computer is full of evidence. I needed help. I mean, oh my God, they weren't helping. I needed a safe environment, and I needed help in person. A lot of the money that people donated was to try to get me to safe places. And oftentimes it was barely enough to get me halfway there, but I did the best I could, and people helped me out along the way, which is something I'm much obliged for. I'm thankful for it like you wouldn't believe. But my safety is an ongoing issue. It was an ongoing issue well before Natalie was killed. I'm a disabled male, so people don't care much. I should be able to do the things that everybody else is able to do, in their minds anyway. But in reality, I can't handle all of this. The state of Nebraska, um, that's in the Department of Motor Vehicles. I think that's what my driver's license came in. Um, y'all be safe.